The last episode of this analog horror finished the wolf storyline, telling us who he is and how he came to be. The storyline of the witch that Wolf created also came to an end, and Hansel's soul is not locked away. I think that's all, but Foximation today posted an alternative ending to this story, which we will analyze. Before starting this video, I ask you to subscribe to my channel. We are going to the goal of 10,000 subscribers, so help me with this goal and subscribe. Also, don't forget to put your like, and in the comments, write your theories about the new endings. Well, and which one is the most correct for you. And we move on to the analysis. The story takes us back to the three little pigs. Last time, the third little pig killed the wolf at the cost of his life. Using a lighter, he burned him. The third little pig goes into his brick house, and immediately a wolf appears, walking towards the house. The wolf starts knocking on the pig's door, but the little pig immediately understands that it is the wolf who has come. The little pig, using a can of gasoline, pours gasoline all over the house. After that, he is preparing to kill the wolf. He opens the door and tells him to come here. Of course, the wolf comes inside and starts laughing and moving closer to the little pig. He holds the lighter all this time, then he throws it on the floor, but the wolf catches it.
Did you really think you could do it?
Yes, Piglet was unlucky. He failed to kill the wolf, and the wolf killed Piglet. Knowing the main ending, I felt so sorry for Piglet. He wanted to sacrifice himself to finally kill the wolf, to avenge his brothers, but nothing worked, and he died. An ordinary lighter changed the course of history, because this is not the end. Hansel and Gretel are also here. Their story will change too. We return to Gretel's house. She finally decides to go after her brother. She understands that he is in danger. Gretel takes a weapon and sets off. She says that fine, according to the letter, I will just follow the path of breadcrumbs, like last time. Here the story does not change. She walks through the forest and also wonders where her brother is. She reaches the brick house, which this time has not burned down. Gretel wants to examine it, but then a wolf appears behind her and breaks her neck. Dead Gretel falls to the ground. The wolf looks at her with a grin, holding his victims in his hands. This was the bad ending of this story, where Gretel didn't find her brother, she died, and the third pig also died. It turned out that if you don't kill the wolf, everything will be very bad and everyone will die. The witch will win, and Hansel's soul will not be saved. But this is not the last alternative ending I wanted to show in Foxy Mayhance, because there is another one. Let's go back to the story of Little Red Riding Hood, to the very beginning of this analog horror. Little Red Riding Hood is afraid and says that it is dark in the forest, but it is good that she has a flashlight with her. I need to hurry before something happens to Grandma, says Little Red Riding Hood and goes forward. Of course, the wolf is already behind her. He is watching her in the dark forest and moving closer and closer. The wolf approaches Little Red Riding Hood and begins a dialogue. He says that you can trust me. Tell me, please, where are you going?
Go, you little girl.
Little Red Riding Hood, of course, is frightened and steps back. But then a bullet flies from the wolf. It's Hansel. He has arrived. He takes out a lighter and says, "Come here, you bastard." The wolf, of course, immediately moves towards Hansel, but then he throws the lighter, and the wolf begins to burn in flames. The wolf's soul appears, and this time he makes a short speech. He just said, "I have nothing to say." Hansel made it. The wolf died. Together with Red Riding Hood, they look at this, and the witch is watching them. Hansel immediately notices her and says, "Who is this?" He immediately begins to examine the forest. Hansel starts shooting at the witch, he pours fire on her and she dies. You may remember, but to kill the witch you need to hit the right places, and Hansel did. He shot her completely. The witch's soul also appears, but here her face is too upset. She says only one phrase, curse. Hansel offers Little Red Riding Hood to finally leave here. The burning body of the wolf appears on the screen and the inscription, "Good End." Absolutely everyone survived. The wolf did not have time to kill anyone, and the witch did not have time to do anything. This is the good ending. At the very end, the wolf appears and says, "You know that this did not happen," hinting at the original ending. All this ends the two alternative endings, the worst and the best. Now we have three endings. In the first, the wolf did kill a lot of people, killed Little Red Riding Hood, her grandmother, her mother, but then he died at the hands of the third pig, who was smarter than his brothers and used a lighter. Fire, which is the only way to kill the wolf. Gretel goes after her brother to find him, and she succeeds, but her brother is already dead, and she still killed the witch, and her brother's soul was freed. This is the original ending. In the worst ending, Gretel does not get to her brother because the wolf remains alive after meeting the pig. In general, in this ending, absolutely everyone dies. Well, the third ending, probably the most implausible because there are a lot of inconsistencies, ends with the wolf being killed right away, and the witch who was watching the wolf is also killed. Everything leads to the fact that everyone remains alive. Absolutely everyone. Even the grandmother and mother, well, and Little Red Riding Hood. Gretel is not even a key character in this story. She did not appear in the good ending at all. The wolf even points out that this ending cannot happen, because how could Jensel know that the wolf could be killed with a lighter? Of course, this could have happened due to a number of coincidences that the author filmed and simply showed us a good ending where everyone survived, but it could not have happened. For me, the original ending is probably the coolest and most eventful. In the comments, you can write which ending you like the most. It will be interesting to read everyone's opinion on this matter. And do you think, like me, that there could not have been a good ending in this story? I hope that the story with the wolf is finally coming to an end and Foximations will start making a new story based on some other fairy tale, because there are quite a lot of them. By the way, you can write in the comments which fairy tale you would like to see such an analog horror. In addition to the comments, there is also a subscribe button, which is also worth clicking on, of course. Thank you all for watching, and bye-bye.